Hello, hello, all my beasties. Welcome to the lair. How's everybody this evening? As you see, I have two lovelies on screen with me, and most likely I'm going to end up using at least one of them to read at some point, because as you can see, I have gotten no better, and my cough is horrendous, and I sound like I have smoked a carton a day for 20 years. So, that's a thing. Smoked a carton a day.
Well, if you want to get out of the law enforcement EMT business and OSHA business, you can always get a job as a 900 number operator.
You know what? I don't need this voice. I mean, my usual reading monologue, low voice, or when I answer up on the radio. I mean, everyone says I sound like a phone sex operator already, and everybody giggles when I get on the county radio. So, now I just sound like a thing. Now I just sound like a cracked out Fraggle. And I'm allowed to say that since my friend designed some of those Fraggles. I told him I sound like a cracked out Fraggle, and he was like, "No, you sound like what I did when I was designing the Fraggles and trying to do a girl Fraggle voice for the voice actors when we were trying to explain the concept." Thanks, Kirk. Thanks, Kirk. Thank you for confirming I sound like a transgender cracked out Fraggle.
Yikes.
So.
I liked Red. She was cool.
No. I think Kirk means he would try to do a girl Fraggle voice while talking to Mr. Henson himself. Or the other Henson people when they were trying to hire people for it, of what he wanted the character to sound like. And Punk on a Bus does not have a particularly feminine voice, and if you see him where he has reprised his role in Picard, he not only does not have a very feminine voice, but he is a punk rock dude with a red mohawk most of the time, in a Hawaiian shirt, dressing like a tiki.
Oh dear.
Okay, that brings mental images forth that make us shudder.
Oh no, it's awesome. Walks around Hawaiian shirts, drinking rum at tiki bars. Kirk is the most awesome person ever. But it's just the fact that you have to get over that mental hurdle that Punk on a Bus is the man that won an Emmy for directing the Muppets Haunted Mansion this year.
Oof.
And he's also the man that wrote, produced, designed, and won an Emmy over Dinosaurs, the Not the Mama Show. All of those, produced Muppets at the Hollywood Bowl, all of that. You have to square that side of him with he's Punk on a Bus.
Makes life interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It does, but it's just funny. He called me today to ask me if his sternocleidomastoid muscle looked right in a sculpt. Thanks. Why not?
Did you help him out?
It looked fine. It was very easy to see because it's a horror piece, and so it's meant to be essentially skinned. And you just needed an anatomical check. Yeah, it's fine. Most likely to chat on YouTube. There you go, Jerry. Mayor Wrench, I feel you this whole day. Mayor Wrench, I'm going to agree with you on what this day has been. Although I will say I'm not quite sure what's going on with Norfolk Southern because they've now had another accident. I feel like they may need new OSHA people over there at Norfolk Southern. There have been 6 or 7 train derailments since the one in East Palestine, Ohio. I think there have been 6 or 7, and the train issue today was the train was involved in a collision with a dump truck and
Oh,
it killed the train conductor.
oh no.
I have
That's sad.
questions because, well, you've had like 8 train derailments in like 6 weeks, for one, which is very odd because you look at NTSB statistics, they're not very common, especially hazmat loaded ones. And now you hit a dump truck?
I suppose that would depend on the dump truck.
If I had to guess, it was stopped on the tracks. And while generally a train will win, if a dump truck loaded down with something heavy is stopped, put in park, and has its brakes set, it's like hitting the side of a building.
Well, there was our glorious Mayor McNome is being.
I mean, not really Mayor Wrench McNome. None of these things go together at this point. So we have 3 here. I'll give us a few minutes if you'd. Croc, if you want to do your story, you're more than welcome to, and then I'll get into my stuff. But
What? Now, 4 years ago, up here where I'm at, a little girl went missing. The little girl was 8 years old now.
You can pull it up on the screen.
I'm gonna have to retrieve it again. Give me a sec.
Just click the same link I did.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Okay.
I have to move it out of here. Okay, 2 seconds. Here we go. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, one 8-year-old Washington State girl that has been missing since 2018. She was 4 at the time. She disappeared in October, I think it was. A Vancouver girl who has been missing for more than 4 years, been found alive in Mexico, says the FBI. Aranza Mia Ochoa Lopez, I think that's correct. 8, who went missing in October 2018, was safely returned to the United States just in the last couple of days after being recovered and not going to bother even trying Mexico. Orana was kidnapped by her biological non-custodial mother from a shopping mall in Vancouver. The FBI issued a missing persons poster and was able to determine that Orana had been taken to Mexico, but did not have a way to recover her. They had to find out where. Hello, Maury. Nice to see you. Mayor McNome, I'm inclined to agree, but at the same time,
we're not addressing that. Just stop right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Okay. In February 2023, Mexican authorities were able to locate and safely recover her, and the FBI went to go get her.
Yeah, great, cool.
We don't know where she is going to be right now for reasons.
Okay. Do I need to? This says we have one
Hey, Maury.
person.
So that was it. That's a story that had a happy ending.
Mine isn't really happy.
So many times they are not happy endings.
I mean, they are more than you think. The reality is, the reality kind of is you don't hear a lot of what actually is going on. Generally, 9 times out of 10, kidnappings and things are custodial parents or non-custodial parents or someone known to the family And in those situations, most of the time, the child is fine. You just don't always know where they are. They very rarely. If they go through all of that trouble, they very rarely do anything statistically. But, you want the happy recovery. So. No, Mayor Wrench, we have not started playing Quiplash. You demanding a happy ending at the beginning of my stream over here. I just...
We're sorry. We do not guarantee happy endings at this location.
Okay. Especially not from the beginning. So, what we're going to do is we are going to sort of start at the beginning. We're going to run through the couple of little updates, and it will culminate in today. So, let me... Okay, which one was this? Identified. Okay. So, we're going to start with this one, guys. Claude Simeon, you never know.
Hey, Claude.
Hey. So, we're going to real quickly kind of run through this one. I covered this one at Happened, and this has been filled out. I think I can do... I have to open it in reader view next time. Whatever, I'm not worried about it right now. So, we did cover this at the beginning, and this occurred... Oh, geez, when was this? I don't have the date on it anymore. I'm just looking for the date. January 8th. So this is the beginning of this year. And we were all pretty appalled about the first, a 6-year-old first grader shot the teacher. And we all had questions. So I'm going to run through this really quickly. 6-year-old first grader at elementary school in Newport News, Virginia, shot a teacher on Friday afternoon during an altercation in a classroom, authorities said, leaving her with life-threatening injuries and renewing calls from parents for greater classroom safety and oversight. The 6-year-old boy shot 30-year-old Abigail Warner, a first-grade teacher at Rich Neck Elementary. She was rushed to the regional medical center with life-threatening injuries. Here is the teacher. Very pretty lady. Before the incident, and here's where I took issue with it. Before Friday's incident at the elementary school, they had shootings at 2 other schools in the district in 17 months. September 2021, a 16-year-old had a gun, and December 2021, an 18-year-old had a fatal shooting at the high school network. According to the district website, 26,500 students, 24 elementary schools, 7 middle schools, 5 high schools. They have 550 kids in kindergarten through 5th grade. Press conference, the school said we got to keep the guns out of the hands. There was the calls for, stricter gun laws.
All the things.
Right. Talking about metal detectors, how much does it take? Clear backpack things, all these things. And I said then that I was fairly confident that the child would not be charged and that the child would get the help they need. But my concern is, how does your 6-year-old have access to the weapon? And why? And there's a lot. There's a lot of questions that went with this story. Hey, Mindy. Because it's just a lot, right? So I've been watching the updates as they've come in, and I've held a few of them until we were at a more final place with some of the information. Some of the information Dr. Grande had shared later came out was not the most accurate, and I try to keep everything fairly on the up and up with it. So, I opted to sit back and wait a little bit. So after this happened, some kind of disturbing things popped up. This being one of them. Virginia's school downplayed warnings from the teacher before she was shot.
Oh dear.
Officials at
That's
the
no good.
elementary school in Newport News, Virginia, where a first grade teacher was shot by her 6-year-old student, apparently downplayed previous complaints issued by the teacher about the boy, the Washington Post reported. Abigail Warner reportedly raised concerns and requested help from school officials relating to the boy's behavior, which apparently included a threat to light a teacher on fire and watch their demise. The issue was dismissed, according to messages from fellow teachers. Werner was teaching a first grade class when the boy pulled out a 9mm handgun owned by his mother and fired at her, hitting her first through the hand that she held up in a defensive posture and then in the upper chest. 25-year-old who's in stable conditions and praised for escorting all the students out even after she'd been shot. Another school employee rushed in and restrained the boy. They've faced criticism for its handling. It was deemed intentional, not accidental. Parents were outraged when the superintendent said the school had received a tip the boy had a firearm that day, but didn't find it when they searched the bag. Police claimed authorities were not told, so then the onus is on the school. Did you not tell the authorities? Like what? Police and school officials have not answered questions relating to the boy's behavior. Investigation remains ongoing. The boy is in emergency custody at a medical facility following a detention order. The family of the student spoke out, and this is where I'm going to start getting mad. The family of the student spoke out for the first time this week and said the gun had been secured before he took it to school. Our heart goes out to our son's teacher, and we pray for her healing in the aftermath of such an unimaginable tragedy as she selflessly served our son and children of the school, the child family said. Our family has always been committed to responsible gun ownership and keeping firearms out of the reach of children, but didn't explain how it was secured. I have questions, okay? I have some questions there. You did such a great job of securing it that the kids still had it? Okay.
Yeah, doesn't make sense, does it?
And if you had a valid tip that the child brought a weapon to school and you were unable to find it in his backpack, did it not behoove you to go looking for it? No? Maybe? Anybody? Somebody? No? Okay.
Well, I would have thought so.
I
have a brain.
Okay. And just like I said when I first discussed this story, I am going, we treat people with kindness. And Croc, I'm muting you for a second with the background noise. The child obviously has issues. I am sympathetic to parenting hard children. I was not an easy child. My small person is not the easiest to deal with. I know many small people that are not tremendously easy to deal with. And especially with mental health in children. And one of the things that, other than, you're off mute, Scroll, so fair warning. One of the things that I always kind of try to frame things to people with is, yes, okay, back on, can't do the squeaky chair and all of the noise.
No, I'm done with the squeaky chair. I'm good.
The isolation of the pandemic and kids not going to school very much so affected small people's mental health. There are many children, not just kindergarten age, who ended up in very bad situations because they were not being exposed to people, right? You know, things where teachers would see instances of abuse, things that would be picked up when locked behind closed doors for a year. And then you add isolation on top of mental health. None of it ends well. So I think we all had some questions in that regard. Patty?
Yeah,
Agree, disagree?
definitely. I agree, because when you take that opportunity for children to interact away from them, it stunts them emotionally towards society and getting along with other people.
And I don't,
That's when little kids, kindergarten, it's about learning to play together, learning to cooperate. It's just
and
it's
not,
so sad.
Socialization.
yeah, social, and not just that. I mean, and it's not just the socialization, it's the safety net aspect. I can't
Mhm.
tell you in 15 years how many times, the only reason child abuse was caught was because a teacher noticed something. Hungry kids were getting fed. Like there's so many services that were kind of backburnered. So, I always have questions, right? So here's where I start to get mad, even more so.
The administrator
And I am all for Mrs. Werner. The Virginia teacher that was shot is suing the school district. Good for you.
As well she should.
The Virginia teacher was shot by a 6-year-old student during class plans to sue the school district, according to the teacher's attorney. The lawyer for her said Wednesday, on the day of the shooting, concerned teachers and employees warned administrators 3 separate times the boy had a gun on him and was threatening other students, but the administration could not be bothered. The boy shot the teacher with a handgun owned by his mother as she taught class at Richneck Elementary. They gave the same BS, our heart goes out statement. And then the statement says the weapon had been secured. Now, here's where I get angry. The family said in a statement the boy has an acute disability, was under a care plan that included his mother or father attending school with him and accompanying him to class every day. The week of the shooting was the first time the parent was not in class with him.
Ooh.
Police Chief Streeter has characterized it as intentional. She had been, hospitalized for weeks. And the school board was going to meet to have a separation agreement and severance package for the superintendent, who's going bye-byes.
Oh, good. The superintendent. Yeah, I figured someone was getting fired.
Why? And again, I, by no means, my small people, not angels. If you, and by disability, what they're referring to as they had mental health issues that fall under ADA. And if they are that severe that it required a parent there 24/7 with the child, what was the change that suddenly a parent didn't have to come to school? I understand mainstreaming kids, but why was there a paraprofessional not involved?
They should have had one of those.
There are lots of things. So to me, that almost, when I heard that, it kind of left me with more questions than answers. Now, here's the thing. 3 separate times that day prior to the shooting, the administration was explicitly told the child has a weapon and has threatened other students. And you went and dug through his backpack and didn't find him. Did you search him?
Obviously not.
So, a 9mm Taurus, because up until now we haven't known exactly. They have you can get a subcompact, very light 9mm Taurus, but whatever. But we're still hanging our hat on this whole secured. And again, I have questions. So, let's continue. And here, exactly what I said would happen is going to happen, is happening. The Virginia 6-year-old is not going to be prosecuted.
Yeah, he's 6. He's not. It's unlikely at best. I mean, how the hell do you charge someone like that?
Okay. Oh, okay. I can't. 2 months after the shooting of an elementary teacher by a 6-year-old in Virginia, the city prosecutor ruled that he would not seek charges against the young boy, but has yet to decide whether any adults associated with the case could be held criminally liable. Newport News Commonwealth's attorney Howard Gwynn said in an interview with NBC News that the prospect that a 6-year-old can stand trial is problematic since a child of that age does not have the competency to understand the legal system and what the charge means or adequately assist an attorney. Gwynn told NBC News he doesn't believe there's a path forward charging the 6-year-old responsible. Instead, they're focusing on others. The boy shot 25-year-old Abigail Zwerner with a handgun owned by his mother as Werner taught class at the elementary school. Police said that the boy's mother had legally purchased the 9mm handgun used in the shooting, and the family said the gun had been secured in the mother's closet on a shelf well over 6 feet high with a trigger lock that required a key. The family also shared the young boy has an acute disability that includes an allowance for one of his parents to accompany him to class every day. The week of the shooting was the first time a parent was not present. Our objective is not to do something as quickly as possible. Once we analyze all the facts, we'll charge any person or persons we believe we can prove beyond reasonable doubt committed a crime. Virginia law does not allow 6-year-olds to be tried as an adult. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, like 12 maybe, but not 6. In addition, a 6-year-old is too young to be committed to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Juvenile judge would have the authority to revoke a parent's custody and place a child under the purview of the social services. Werner School is suing the school district following the shooting. On January 25th, her attorney said on the day of the shooting, concerned teachers and employees warned administrators 3 times the boy had a gun on him, was threatening other students. The administration could not be bothered. On that day, over the course of a few hours, 3 different times, 3 separate times, the school administration was warned by concerned teachers and employees that the boy had a gun on him at the school and was threatening people, but the administration could not be bothered. In the aftermath of the shooting, Rich Neck Elementary School removed the school district superintendent amongst backlash from concerned parents accusing the school of negligence. How many shootings and incidents does it take? That's a very valid thing. Are you done opening cans?
I was done opening that can 5 seconds after you hit the button. I just didn't want to hit it. I didn't want to hit it again while I chased the children back off to their bedroom.
So how do you have a firearm supposedly secured someplace well over 6 feet with a trigger lock that requires a key?
I know. Somebody knows how to use a ladder and raid mom's purse.
In all honesty, in my experience, I would more so guess that mom leaves the key in her nightstand, or the kid knows where the key is. And, you can stand on a chair. My refrigerator is a little bit over 6 feet tall, and my little person scales the front of the refrigerator like a monkey to get to the cabinet above it where I keep the candy.
Yep.
She just grabs the two fridge door handles and just climbs them like a little monkey. But, you know, the child, right? So what is this one? Is this the one? Hold on.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one, Jerry. That happened to me a couple times too.
Hold on. I was looking to see. I thought I had something else quickly. You know, he's an acute disability and has a care plan. The 6-year-old, since the time, has been admitted to an inpatient psychiatric program. Hey, Assad, since the shooting. So the child's been inpatient psych for 2 months now. And here's where I'm always a little bit torn. I do not ever want to be a part of stigmatizing mental health and mental health treatment and pediatric mental health. We all have issues and crosses to bear, whatever you would like to call it. If your 6-year-old has such hefty mental health needs that a parent has to be with them 24/7, mainstream might not be the right option right now. If your child has that propensity for things, you know, you may need a safe, a biometric safe. Are they fairly easy for an adult to crack? Yes, but not a 6-year-old. You know, and in regards to the people with the clear backpacks, I was in 8th grade when Columbine happened. And our school district, oh, they thought they were brilliant. We could all have no backpacks after Columbine. No backpacks. Girls could carry a small purse for feminine products, but no backpacks. And I can tell you the Little Tykes wagons and various things that showed up at school were always interesting because you couldn't carry all your books. And it wasn't feasible to go to your locker between every class. Some kid had one of those like red flyer wagons. They just tossed all their shit in and walked around with. The school said no backpacks. They did not say. No alternative carrying option. So that very quickly turned into clear backpacks. And females were allowed, or male students that had medications and things, were allowed to have a non-see-through pouch in the bag. So that, you know, you didn't have to plaster feminine products up against a clear bag. Whatever. I can tell you none of that works. It doesn't work. Clear backpacks don't stop anything. Even statistically, if you look at all the now that it's not the outlying thing, because, you know, Columbine was really kind of the first thing and the first big, you know, school shooting.
It was the first one that was widely publicized.
Right, but I'm just saying, but, you know, I was at that 8th grade freshman, you know, age where the schools were freaking out when it happened. None of those things worked, and you know, the kids, and I've shared on this channel, I've been a part of school shootings and a school stabbing, and I've worked them. Never have I run into a case where the kid just like had it slickly concealed in their backpack. I mean, even if we look at the Crumley case, yeah, the kid had it and they just didn't search the backpack. But if they want to bring something or affect something or do something, they're going to. And the bigger issue is the lack of accessibility and the hurdles to pediatric mental health that are in the way. This is not find every way you can to ban guns or knives or pencils or whatever. Sharp, pokey rocks and sticks. Like if we're going to go Neanderthal over here. We need to look at what the cause is. My little my mini me, she takes nothing from anybody. I recommend nobody poke her. But when she was in preschool, she was in, 3-year-old preschool. 3-year-old? Yeah, she was like 3.5. I got to school one day to pick her up, and she was mad because she had to sit out recess, and I asked why. And it turned out a little boy was being a typical little boy and had a crush on her. And my little one, who I don't generally share pictures of, but some people have, select people, Patty Squirrel, have seen her. She has waist-length hair.
Yep.
Very pretty waist-length hair. And the little boys like to pull her hair because that's how little boys apparently tell little girls they like each other. I don't know why. And they were teasing her, and she ran somebody over with a big wheel tricycle at recess because they pulled her hair and hurt her feelings, so she ran them down with a big wheel. So trust me, I understand strong-willed children. He hurt my feelings, so I hurted him. That was her exact logic that day.
Well, that sounds like 3.5-year-old logic.
Right.
Not a 80-plus-year-old object. You cheated at bingo.
Yeah, I mean, we've had that too. But I'm just saying, she ran the kid down with a tricycle, and I was like, sweetheart, we don't do that. Well, I did. I'm like, no. When I say we don't do that, I didn't mean like you can't. I mean that's not acceptable.
What'd you say to that?
Cue the sigh. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Jerry, it's been going on, and Mayor Wrench, where I am in PA, there's a lot of people that have gun racks in the window. Every school district in this area gives you off the first day of deer season because nobody comes to school. And not only does nobody come to school, they can't find substitute teachers enough because everybody's out hunting. And, who was it? Was it Biden? Patty, you're going to have to help me with who the politician was. Someone said that we all like to cling to our guns and our Bibles here in PA.
Okay.
Was
That's
it
not what I've been
Obama?
hearing.
No, maybe it was Obama. No, it was during a presidential election a couple years back.
Well,
They were like, the Pennsylvania people, they cling to their guns and their Bibles.
that would have had to have been Bidet or somebody close to him.
Yeah, but I was just like, oh, yeah, we tend to hunt here. But, nobody takes, you may see a gun rack, but they don't have, you obviously can't have anything in it on school property. So, I have no issues with guns, obviously. But, the pendulum, yeah, Jerry, I mean, it happens. But this child obviously has some very severe mental health issues. The fact that he has been inpatient for 2 months highlights that. The problem is
he's a little boy with some real
mental health problems.
mental health issues that needs a lot of help.
And his parents obviously were not getting him help. Now, here's the thing. I am not demonizing his parents and saying that they were bad and didn't get him help. What I'm saying is he was not receiving the level of care they needed. And I have run into this, especially when I'm still in the field, over and over and over and over and over. You would get to a house where there'd been an altercation, a child was threatening to harm themselves, had attempted to harm themselves, or something has happened. And the parents were like, we went to the pediatrician. It's a 6-month wait to see a psychiatrist, to see a pediatric mental, psychiatrist. It's a 9-month wait for a pediatric therapist or psychologist because there's such a shortage of pediatric mental health professionals. The problem is we are very quickly outpacing that need. Some of it is from the pandemic. Some of it is, expanded definitions. Some of it is, people trying to abuse the system, because I know plenty of people that's kids see pediatric mental health providers to get them Adderall or Ritalin when they're not actually ADHD, to give them a leg up in high school and, into college, because it's a thing, obviously. It's why it's one of the most abused drugs. And you have these kids fighting, and these kids are acting grown. And, 6-year-olds have cell phones now, which my people do not. I'm not a fan. My little person is not even allowed to play on a Nintendo Switch or Xbox that has an internet connection that they can talk to other people with. Because you don't need to do it without mama there. That's what we're not doing. And I can be overprotective, but I usually see the worst of how it comes out, so whatever. But, they are very hesitant in the pediatric mental health world to prescribe much other than ADHD meds and occasionally antidepressants. Things like mood stabilizers, other meds you don't want to start in young children, because you can mess with the brain chemistry to a point where they do not, essentially their body they'll be dependent forever, because the body doesn't learn that it needs to produce a certain amount, because it's very used to how much you're supplementing it with, if that makes sense. You're giving them something to increase serotonin. So once you stop an SSRI, which is the serotonin reuptake inhibitor, the body, isn't producing enough now that you're producing too much or whatever. So yes, you have to be cautious, but you also can't take a child that obviously needs mental health treatment and just, okay, well, here's this, see how it goes at school. Okay, let's try this, I'll see you in a month. Kids are hard. And yeah, Claude Simeon, you're right, it can mess them up long term. So, you have to remember, things like Paxil and most of those antidepressants are what they call, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So what it means is, because you're not producing enough happy drug in your brain, neurotransmitter, anything floating around in the brain neurochemical wise, it'll suck back up. Well, if it sucks it up before all the keys are in the locks, they're not having enough. So SSRIs like Paxil, Prozac, and all of that, they block it from sucking that back up. So they get to flood their system with serotonin, which is a feel-good chemical. But there can be too much serotonin. You end up with things like serotonin syndromes.
Mm-hmm.
If you stop these kids on an SSRI, their body cannot generally compensate. It has a hard time with what to do with too much serotonin now. So it's a very fine line, and it's not easy. And you have to decide what needs to be where. And in this kind of woke world we're in, everybody wants all the kids to feel happy and good and all of these things.
That's never going to, it's not going to happen, not under normal circumstances. Children, they get mad, they laugh, they cry, etc. It doesn't mean that they're depressed or they need or they need some sort of medication. Some of us bounce off the walls.
But
and you have to teaching them how to cope with it is going to be way better than just feeding them Ritalin and turning them into little fucking zombies. They did that to me.
That's not what I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is, the pediatrician who I'm friends with, he said, parents want people want a quick fix, but that's just kind of the world we're in. But on top of that, and I think Patty will understand this one, they expect kindergartners now to do what they expected from a third or fourth grader. A 5-year-old does not have the attention span to sit there 8 hours a day every day and not be fidgety. They're going to fidget. They're small little balls of energy that will destroy everything if you're not paying close enough attention.
Get 7 or 8 or 5, 6, 8 hours. I don't know very many adults that can do that. I sure as hell can't.
Mine disassembled her bed yesterday.
Oh,
with no tools.
Yikes!
Yes, left to her own devices. She figured out how to dismantle her bed frame with no tools. Great.
It has changed so much what is expected of children and the level of maturity that's expected of a 5 and 6-year-old was basically what 10-year-olds were expected to do when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but that was 1970s.
But here's the thing.
It's
her you'll laugh at this. Her kindergarten readiness thing, she had to know the entire alphabet, be able to count to 10 forwards and backwards, know all her colors, and be able to sit there. Like, why is she in kindergarten? Hey, Anubis, why is she in kindergarten then?
Why is that? Yeah, we're talking about first, second grade there. Mine had to be able to count to 100. And he had to be, and both of them, they had to be able to count to 100 for the kindergarten readiness test thing. Sit still for like most of an hour, and still be able to read not just the alphabet, but they also had to be able to read and then write their own names.
Right. So, you're expecting more from kids, but the reality is they don't mature faster just because your expectations have.
Well, I think they want these children to be little adults, and they're not. It's just that's not the way it works.
But that's what I'm saying.
They want little adults out of a kindergartner. No.
Again,
not every kid is a little Sheldon Cooper going to a university at 12,
Right, and that's what I'm saying. We are expecting more out of kids, but the rate that they develop has not changed. And I have openly talked about my brother being brilliant, and a giant genius nerd. They wanted to skip him ahead 4 grade levels. I think it was 2nd or 3rd grade. They wanted him to go to high school.
Yikes!
Academically. And my father said over my dead body, he is already enough of a nerdy, introverted, has no social skills Sheldon. I am not putting him in a high school with high schoolers for them to ostracize him and to be even more of a socially inept idiot. And, was my brother bored to a point with some things? Yeah. But I think my dad made the right decision. And it shows because he's still
mean,
a socially inept idiot.
I'm not a rocket scientist, you know. I'm not that far ahead of the curve. But there were classes in high school where I was bored. It's part of learning to cope with situations that are boring and how to go through it without fidgeting the whole time.
Yeah,
It's
but
called learning patience.
that's what I'm saying. My dad at least had the forethought to be like, no, he has no social skills as it is. What we don't need to do is put him in high school at like 10. This is a bad idea. That my dad was not for letting him skip that far ahead. But there's plenty of parents who are like, look at my prodigy child. Like, no, don't do this to this poor kid. When I was in high school, we had a 10-year-old at our high school. I was like 16. And he was a senior. And he was going to go to college.
How do you do that to people?
You are setting your child up to be Sheldon and to be pigeonholed. And I can tell you, my brother is Sheldon Cooper level smart. My brother's an absolute genius. He has the social skills of a brick wall on a good day. He can't talk to people. I'm sure this will get back to him. He's going to kill me, but whatever. He was looking at jobs, and I had given his resume to a friend of mine in the corporate world who said, I have never met someone who could come across as condescending in a resume until your brother.
Oh, man.
Okay. When you're condescending in a resume, there we go. That's
really lacking social grace.
But I was just like, wait, what? You've never met somebody that can come across as condescending
that's the facts.
In a resume. I died of laughter personally, but hey, why not?
Part of learning social skills is being in social situations.
Right.
Which, we've had all that isolation due to the virus that shall not be named, and it really affected a lot of kids. One of my friends, her son committed suicide. He couldn't handle the isolation. What do you do?
And here's the other thing. I generally try not to talk about things like this, but the number of pediatric suicides that I have attended is alarming. But most of them involve social media or a kid being exploited. And you're hearing it all the time. A kid is catfished for inappropriate pictures by the mean girl, and then, everybody has it, and then they go do this. Or and social media wasn't a thing when I was in high school. And I was not the most popular with certain groups of people because I just didn't care. And did I take shit at school? Yeah, but when I went home, it stopped. But for these kids now, it never stops because now it's on Facebook, it's on TikTok, Snapchat, everyone's got a phone. And so the bullying is 24/7 to these kids. Because tell me why a 6-year-old needs a smartphone. They don't.
I don't know. Just so if I can get on a little bit of a soapbox over something Claude said a little while ago. I actually have a child. I wound up as the non-custodial parent in the divorce. And within a year and a half, she already had him on psych meds. I mean, we're talking about a kid 2 years old on psych meds because she knew how the game was played. That kid today, he just recently turned 25, and the poor little guy is so messed up. I really regret not finding a way to sue that shit out of her for custody. I really regret that.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be giving a 2-year-old heavy duty psych meds. But the problem is it's a spectrum and it's a pendulum. You don't want to under medicate certain kids, but you also don't want to over medicate certain kids. So you have to kind of balance things out. But we are such an extreme society that, the pendulum swings are very, very insane. So, it is my understanding. There's a couple articles I have found that I will not pull up because it gives more detail than I think the news should have. And as a parent, it just doesn't sit well. But this child is in an inpatient psychiatric facility. He obviously needs to be there. And the school was not handling it the way they should have, right?
So on the subject of
Yeah, I'll see it. I'll get it. I'll get it 1 second. I see it. So this kid is now going to have to live their life with this stigma. The parents saying, well, we had a weapon, but it was secured. Well, not adequately.
obviously.
Obviously not adequately. And like I said, a lot of kids are hooked on their electronics. They sit around, do nothing but play games, and they're learning from screaming lunatics. So, my little one, she is forever on a tablet watching YouTube. But it's usually like the annoying Ryan kid or, cringy kitty YouTube things. Or she watches people opening Pokemon cards, whatever. They're harmless. But that wasn't what was disturbing. The one day we were on a plane and I she wears headphones. I don't like when kids are on electronics in restaurants or public places and everyone has to hear it when you're trying to talk. So she has, noise. She has volume limiting headphones so she can't blow her own eardrums out and damage her hearing. But I was looking and it was someone was like decorating cookies on the screen, which looked cool. And they were like mixing candy and doing this stuff. But then her headphones came unplugged. And it was telling a Slender Man story about a girl who got into a car with a stranger.
Oh no.
And I was like, yoink, mine now. And I looked into it. And Anne Reardon, who does a lot of debunking stuff, how to cook that and all that stuff. Anne Reardon's awesome. She actually has an entire episode about it. That a lot of these baking or like cake decorating or slime videos have a voiceover that's inappropriate. And that's how they're getting around the YouTube algorithm. And that's how, some of these things are making into kids' YouTube. Because the visuals are different. And they finesse the audio at the beginning. But how many parents are going to walk by and be like, huh? Oh, they're just watching a slime video. But they don't listen. So you don't know what your kid's doing. Daughter of custody of through a rock broke a neighbor's landscape window. You were held responsible. Yeah, Jerry, and you are responsible. So they're saying that the mom and dad are still arguing that this weapon was secured in a closet with a lock. I'm a bit dubious, but I also have issues because the school knew it was going to happen. And this child informed the teacher he wanted to set them on fire and watch them burn.
Yeah, that's usually when you try and move the child away from the teacher.
No, that's when you get the child inpatient help. That is beyond something that can be handled in mainstream, right? Claude, even if you're going to snoop on their YouTube history, yeah, I have parental software on everything. So, no, I don't take the time to listen to each video, but I very quickly did some research and figured out what kind of content it was most likely to be in. And I adjusted things. But you wouldn't know. And, you know, so this is obviously going to kind of be a evolving situation. They have not announced yet who else is being charged. Jerry, and that's exactly what I'm saying. The school does have liabilities. Well, that's when the superintendent was terminated, and the school is being sued by the teacher. And there's a chance the parents are going to face charges too and probably lose the child. And so we'll follow it. But what Jerry is also saying is going to kind of play into the next thing I want to talk about really quickly before I go to bed for the night.
Okay. I'll be back
There
in a minute.
was what?
I will return momentarily.
Okay. Ethan Crumley, the shooter's parents, took their case to the state Supreme Court yesterday to try to have the state drop the charges about him having the gun, taking it to school, and them being charged over the school shooting. They made the argument yesterday in the Supreme Court. I watched it. I think I'm going to play it tomorrow again, and we can all watch it and discuss. And then we have to wait for the answer. And once we get that, if the charges stand, I've said we're going to gavel that trial. I did watch the argument, and it wasn't great. I think the charges are probably going to stand. But this situation's even more kind of clear to me, right? That you didn't secure a weapon adequately. Jerry, I wish it was just a cold. Patty gave me the plague.
I transmitted it via the intertubes.
Yeah. I'm getting a chest x-ray tomorrow morning because I think it's pneumonia. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it was 4 weeks of ugly. People don't get it, whatever this crud is that goes around, that's going around.
Yeah, Jerry, I don't know if you missed that part of last night. You could hear the coughing, and when I start coughing, the wheezing starts. It's bad. It's bad when I got an email from CCW he asked if I had died yet. I love CCW. He sent me an email. He's like, between the wheezing and the coughing, I wasn't sure if I was hearing myself or you.
Bless CCW. He's awesome.
I love him. I was just dying. But what do you think about listening to the argument, Patty? What do you think about listening
I'd
and
love to
watching
listen to the argument. I'd like to see how the parents think they can spin this in such a manner that the Supreme Court will go, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's no big deal. Won't charge you.
Yeah, they better have the most kick-ass lawyer ever.
They don't. J. Michael,
Hey, J. Michael.
It was the appellate branch of their state Supreme Court. It was their...
Mayor Big Gnome is off for work.
Yeah, it was...
Did their lawyer graduate from the Boxford School of Law?
No. But they essentially were trying to argue that there's no prima facie standard and you can't prove things. And the three justices were like, no. But yeah, it was the appellate division of their state Supreme Court. Okay, well, your mission. Okay, they have it listed that they appealed it to their state Supreme Court when you look at some of the stuff. But whatever, that doesn't really matter. We can look on it. The title doesn't matter as much. But so here's kind of the bottom line, this kid in Virginia, who's a 6-year-old, who's now been committed to an inpatient psych facility. He's going to be there for a long time, most likely. The other thing I'm going to make a point and say, the majority of not just children, but adults that have mental health issues that are violent or a danger is very low. Yes, we hear about it, but it is a disproportionate number. So, I will always champion mental health. I will always champion knowing if you need to get help or getting help. And I am saying this right now to all of my beasties. One of the things I will not tolerate when we're talking about these things, when we watch like the Crumley show, is going to be people maligning mental health. We're not going to stigmatize it. Everybody has their own cross to bear. Just because you have anxiety or depression or bipolar or whatever does not make you dangerous or violent. And there are too many channels who I have seen lately who are allowing that parallel to be drawn. And all that does is hurt everybody. Nobody is 100% mentally perfect. If we were, you would not be here on this channel with me. Just saying.
Don't sell yourself short, Loki.
I just mean in general. Everyone's like, oh, well, they have this, so they're dangerous. No, the mental health thing does not make them dangerous. We are not.
We all have days where we need a little bit more mental health help than others. I mean, everybody has days where it's
right, but automatically saying because
struggle.
somebody has a mental health issue that they're dangerous is problematic. And that's one of the things that I won't. I'm not going to tolerate stigmatizing getting help for people. I won't. I give everybody on my channel quite a lot of rope. Some people have chosen to hang themselves with it lately. But that is one that you will find that I am mean about. We're not going to. Yeah, J. Michael, I remember that too. We're not going to stigmatize mental health. We're not. That's just what we're not doing. So just say every kid that's got bipolar is violent. No, they're not. Every kid that's depressed, no, they're not. It is just the fact that only those cases are what is reported publicly. If you actually looked at the number of people who meet diagnostic criteria, the percentage that are a danger to themselves or others is very low. And the majority of the time, when someone with serious mental health issues becomes a danger to themselves or others, it is because either A, they are on drugs or alcohol, or B, are unmedicated due to either cost, barriers to care, something. Right?
Cost is the big one.
Cost is the huge one.
Yeah, and then, lives spiral out of control and things like that happen. So I'm just putting it out there now. In light of the fact that, I had to have a discussion with a bunch of the mods about the behavior of one or two select people in the lair. And I'm not going to go into it any more than that. I'm going to leave this discussion for the most part with We are going to continue to follow the Crumley thing. I wholeheartedly agree with those parents being charged. They knew their son had a weapon. They knew their son probably brought the weapon. Their son, they refused to remove their son from school. That is not the same thing as a 6-year-old who has severe mental health issues to the point they need a one-to-one person with them always, and who has said that they would like to watch someone be immolated. And then we just didn't do anything about it. And then we're told multiple times that day they had a firearm, and you were told to go away. That you were making a big deal out of nothing, and then this happened. Those are not the same things. They're not the same set of facts. But what I will say is, we talk about lots of hard things. This is not Emily's community. Jerry, you didn't need to be a part of it. It had nothing to. Jared has absolutely nothing to do with you. You're fine.
Jerry, you're fine. You're good. We
Jerry,
got you.
It literally no. Jerry, you did not say anything, do anything. Nobody that I have seen in the chat is even remotely a part of this.
Hey, Demon.
Hey, Demon.
For a long time. There's a name I don't see often.
Yeah, I have. Demon's been here recently a few times. I have not seen the people that I'm referring to at all. I am just saying. I am putting my foot down now, and I'm going to repeat my. I mean, we're over 800. We broke 800. So maybe the people that have done this have not heard my statements from the beginning of time when I yeeted Kurt. I have very little rules. I know as his mod I had a ton, but those were his decisions. It was his channel, not mine. This is my channel. And what we don't do is we are not going to be hateful. We're not going to stigmatize mental health. We're not going to be racist, anti-Semitic, transphobic.
Mayor McNome, you're fine.
You're good. No,
You're
Mayor, you're
good.
good.
If you're here, you're good. No apologies.
Nobody.
And we will reach out.
Trust me,
We'll be reaching out if we need to.
I have no problem reaching out. I got no problem. I have told you all that, so we don't do those things. We're not racist. We're not anti-Semitic. Yay! Hey, Mayor Wrench. We are not any of those things. We do not have to agree. We have people here that are anti-gun, but they're here because they like the discussion, right? And you can joke about medical conditions all you want. I said we're not going to stigmatize them. We are not going to say that everybody with mental health issues is dangerous or violent, kind of thing. Unless they're batshit crazy like Kurt, and then I don't care what you say. But
as much as we've been after Kurt here the last couple of rounds of Quiplash,
I don't care.
And by the way, you're looking at us. We're at 812 now. We've picked up at least.
J. Michael, hold on. J. Michael, go back to sleep. Enjoy your vacation vibes. Go enjoy vacation vibes. You'll have to share them with me when you get back.
Thanks for reminding me I don't have vacation for 6 months, J. Michael. Bye.
But all I'm saying, guys, is we are adults. We can disagree. We can argue. I don't care. Have it out. Argue in the chat. Aw, being watched from the Virgin Islands. I still loved J. Michael. Here's what I am saying. We're not going to sit here and, ad hominem attacks. We are not going to sit here and just be hateful. If you want to say hateful, racist, anti-Semitic, whatever stuff, go over to Arcada's channel. I love rackets. I do. I love me some rackets. But oh, holy hell, if you're going to be in that chat, you might as well start drinking now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't afford to do that. So,
But you know what? Like, there are plenty of places that allow that. We are also not Emily D. Baker level friendly. I don't care. As long as people are respectful. And that's all I ask. Be adults. And don't come after my guests. My guests. Don't. If you come after my guests like somebody has for Fry, you're probably going to run into me, and I'm not always sweet about it, right? Okay, Hogue Law would say reasonable minds can differ. Yes, Jerry, he has said that, but Mr. Hogue also does not walk the walk that he talks sometimes with that. And I'll leave that there. You know, I don't do the drama and the games and the stupid. I'm never going to do what Kurt does and just like openly berate Patty and Croc and tell them how much I hate them. Like, trust me, if they do something, they know they piss me off. I'll talk, like, we discussed it after. Mom's going to do it in the car. Sod, I did get the link. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet because I have the plague. And I got myself up and out of bed to do this. That was about it today. I did get it, though. I have to look at it. But, you know, what I'm saying is we cover some tough things, especially with kids and shootings. Just be an adult, please. Yeah, Anubis, we can within reason. And until you guys get me to 1,000, I'm not monetized anyways. So,
they will go back and look at what we've. They will go back and look at what we've been doing, what we've been up to. But
yeah, but nothing that we've been up to is anything that would take us out of it. I already checked.
Mm-hmm.
I even checked with the Quiplash stuff. It is far enough into that the only thing they would do is age restrict those videos. So, that's fine.
We haven't managed to garner a community strike, so there.
We got a copyright strike. Well, not, it wasn't a strike. I got a copyright claim.
Oh, yeah? What for?
Typhoid Loki. No, that would be Typhoid Patty. She had it first.
It was me. I admit it. And I got it because one of my dear sweet coworkers came to work one day sick.
Oh, no.
And within 4 days, I was in bed. My boss was in bed and missed out on a huge vacation for him. Oh, yeah. This stuff's nasty. I freely admit it went through the interweb all the way to Loki's house and said, oh, let's infect Loki.
The Loki Rage. I'm officially a green fire-breathing dragon.
Rawr.
Was the one. And the copyright claim, this was the best part to me. Well, the copyright content ID. Do we want to bet? Okay, it's a 3-hour stream. How long of how long the content ID was lasted?
Less
Anybody?
than 15 seconds.
Okay, Croc, your guess?
Anywhere from 12 hours to a day, maybe 2.
The content was found during the 1 hour, 9 minute, and 52 second mark and ended at 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 57 seconds. Less than 1 second. Sorry, 1.02 seconds. 1.02 seconds of content. The content ID claimed was copyrighted.
Oh, okay. No, I obviously misunderstood the question.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you have to get tickets to 15 seconds before they'll do that.
Oh, no,
1.02 seconds is definitely not long enough.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was less than 2 seconds. It was barely over 1. No, it wasn't, Jerry. They feel as bad as they sound. I literally am like wheezing and coughing chunks of stuff. But I went and looked at it. It
God, I give
literally,
everybody hugs. I'm a huge hugger. I believe in hugging anybody that
yeah,
needs a hug at any point in time,
Mayor Wrench, I wish, literally
except when I'm typhoid Patty.
1.02 seconds. 1.02 seconds. How is that even long enough for you to figure out something? Really?
Oh, yeah, whatever. I knew it takes like no time for them to throw a copyright strike.
Okay. To answer a question that popped up here a little while ago, we are currently at
CCW.
Hey, CCW.
I'm not dead yet, CCW. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. To answer a question that happened a little while ago,
Yeah.
actually, it hasn't been that long ago. How are we doing for watch time? We're currently at 3,064.9 hours with to get 812 subs. And that doesn't include anything over the last 2 days. So
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine watch time wise. I just need the people. I just need the people numbers. I will be fine watch time wise. But yeah, I thought you'd like that. You have a copyright something on the video less 1 second worth of something, and you figured out how that what? And you know what it was?
That's like playing. Was somebody playing Name That Tune with your live streams?
oh, probably.
No, you know what it was? It was at the beginning of the one video where they played the ding that goes behind the Smith & Wesson logo.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
jeez.
That is literally what the 1 second was, and it is listed as, from the this Smith & Wesson video. It's literally like it's a 1 second sound effect that it just picked up from like the beginning of one of the videos we were reacting to. That was it. It was like 1.02 seconds. That's impressive because like that's not even enough notes to definitively ID a song.
Well, unless you're a champion on Name That Tune.
Yeah, I don't know that 1 second still. I mean, that's but yes.
That's pretty fast. That's like 3 notes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, what?
Woke up, cleaned up, set up, fed up, drugged up. Well, I heard something about we might play around a quiplash, so make sure you get your snark on.
That's a maybe. It depends on whether or not Loki's up for it.
We can play one round of it now if you want to pop it up, and then after that,
We'll see how we're doing.
we'll go with one round of it. I have to be somewhat functional.
Loki's sounding tired because that whatever this virus is that is starting to spread, it's like any cold virus. You get them over the course of your lifetime. Everybody gets colds, and when it varies, sometimes you get a new form of it. This one just seems to want to hang around for a while.
You know what?
Right?
But the problem, like my problem with it is, I have no immune system. The last set of titers they drew before they upped this last round of the infusion meds, in between, when they reassess before every round. I don't have a single positive antibody titer from any of my childhood vaccinations left.
Ow.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And hold on.
That's very good. All right, let me grab that here.
I wasn't going to blow my nose on stream. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
No, you're
gotta
fine.
grab the thing.
Yeah, Mayor Wrench, we have a few minutes. CCW just got here. But yeah, I don't have any of my titers, and the funny thing is, I've had COVID 3 times now, which is talent. I'm sorry. Not only have I had it 3 times, Patty, you'll like this. I've had all 3 of the vaccines at least twice and 4 different boosters. I don't have not a single one, not a single antibody. I've gotten Pfizer,
Wow.
Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson.
Saad had something to say.
Yeah, I see.
I
I was just like, how do I literally? I've gotten 3 different manufacturers of vaccines and don't have a single antibody. Not one. Not one. And, so when I talked to vancomycin through the IV, yeah, I have a port, so I can do mine at home. But they, the doctor was like, well, I would contemplate revaccinate you for everything. He goes, but being that you didn't seroconvert 3 different COVID vaccines along with the boosters, I don't think there's a point.
Yeah, probably not. At least not now.
He's like, you're not I'm not seroconverting anything into antibodies. So he, So my beautiful little petri dish of a child got me.
The germy little buggers. We love them.
My little petri dish. Oh, so while he's getting this stuff ready, oh my God, guys, I'm so... my petri dish joined a school club today. My petri dish joined a school club, Aunt Patty.
I heard that. I just texted you a picture.
She's running a marathon. I'm like, why do
She
you
want
want
to run a marathon. What?
Yes, she joined the track team. She literally is trying. What is this? PFZB. Okay.
Well, hockey, track is a lot safer than hockey.
She still plays that. But I guess the school is like a running club, and she's gonna run the Pittsburgh Marathon.
Well, that's cool.
I'm not sure. I had to order her running sneakers. I bought her. She had like Skechers sneakers, which are fine. I mean, they're good athletic shoes. But then I had to turn around and go buy her I think I got her New Balance or I bought her actual running ones.
The only tennis shoes I can wear since my dislocation are New Balance.
Well, I mean, like the Skechers sneakers are fine for kids, for gym, running around, even if you're walking. But I went and bought her hardcore little.
Who's Lucretius, I wonder?
Yeah, we'll see. Hardcore little people running shoes.
Yeah,
and you know what was depressing about that? Sneakers for a 5-year-old were $68.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. We got room for one more. Who wants in?
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
We've got Mary McNome. We've got the CCW. We've got Anubis. Of course, we have Tech Squirrel.
Yes,
I had to jump in there. I always take an opportunity to make fun of Curtina.
Yes, I know we all do. No, CCW, I am not. You've missed all the wheezing up until now.
Yeah, your immune system's so compromised that I'm freaking out going, I want to come take care of her. And I'm like, I can't. I've been sick.
Yeah, I'm they're doing a chest x-ray tomorrow. They are concerned that it is icky pneumonia.
Yeah, we don't need you to have icky pneumonia.
Well,
we need you to be well.
Right. But my concern is if I give in to this, not into I go get the shot, I'm going to end up admitted with my luck, and I really don't want to. Well, I don't have enough time. And my princess.
Okay. We've got room for one more. If anybody wants to join in, I'll give you I'll give folks about just a couple of minutes here before I tell the kid it's okay.
What did you do?
Huh?
Croc, what am I going to check?
Just go look. You'll see.
Shut it.
Hey, I at least sent her a fun picture.
The thing from Raz?
What? No, there's a little gray box as a picture in there. Make sure you're in the right spot.
Snark. Oh, that's no grump. Sorry.
We want the other one, yeah.
I'm go.
Yeah, you gotta go to the...
There you go. Yay.
Yay.
I'm glad I could help push you over.
All right. Oh, Demon's Wrath is working. Rar. That's no fun. Jerry Mitchell.
Demon's Wrath we know about working and trying to play games. It never works.
Ooh, it's your OnlyFans. Speaking of, by the way, guys, I might need some help. There is some OnlyFans knockoff parody coming.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, Sod. I've gotten the immunoglobulin every time that I've had it up until now. But unfortunately, the chemo drugs that crush my immune system prevent me from making antibodies. And if I do make antibodies, they wipe those back out for me. We're ready, Croc. Ugh, I sound like I have the plague.
Math Bear showed up.
Wait, demons, when are you not? Math Bear.
Yeah, demons works a lot.
Demons, what's like a time that you're generally not at work so we can play for a game? You play a game and you can join the fun.
Hey, Loki, if he's not at work, he's probably sleeping.
I didn't mean that. There should be some good time at some point.
All right, ladies, it's time to get started.
Shut up.
Shall we? What? You don't like being called a lady?
My channel, I say when we do things, try me.
No, that is a good way to build up an immune system.
You can use the full name. You don't have to call it the C word.
Flash 3, the college years.
The college years. Ooh.
I'm Schmitty, and
I wouldn't know anything about
Hold on, yeah, I'll answer it before I let him there.
And if you're
Let
not
me answer
in
this and then I'll answer you. Yeah, I don't mind.
the room code to get in there and vote.
I am not sensitive about that aspect of my medical.
Now, but it's round 1.
Round
Flash
1.
2 prompts on your device. Type something ingenious that will stand up at the
Okay.
player's response. Then everyone will vote for their
Demons, I'll try to do some earlier content so you can
It's the
come.
percentage of people who choose your answer. Off we go.
Okay, demons. We will make sure. Mayor Wrench McNome, I have metastatic thyroid cancer that is no longer iodine avid, which essentially means all of the stuff meant to treat it no longer works, and so they just have to knock everything out. Because
It's go time.
any of those the chemos or specific drugs
At
for
the front of the line is
are all
the apartment lease.
involve
So
iodine,
as long as
iodine
they
because the stick cells all
Time to pick.
iodine.
make your vote count.
They all kind of have like an iodine thing to try to attach them to everything. But mine is no longer avid to iodine. And
Stuck up the
mine-
dog. I have questions. CCW.
And mine has,
What's wrong?
Thoroughly cooked. I was tempted.
Okay, what's
and
next?
unfortunately, this is my third round with it, and it has spread fairly far. Those are
Ooh.
safety quips.
We're about to see what kind of politics this
Okay,
this
do we
audience
want
has.
the Cheeto or the guy that doesn't know how to remember his name?
I don't want someone
Or what
drooling
stage in,
applesauce
That
on
one
me.
scares me more than
Or
the other.
I don't want someone drooling applesauce on me.
Oh! And Lucretius just got the quiplash. The super quiplash, no
All right,
less.
check this
No,
out.
he did in the
get a
audience.
whiplash.
Just between us, which
Oh.
boy do you have a crush on? All right, it's voting
I
time.
have cooties right now.
Oh, that's funny. I like that one. That one's cute.
Yeah, Mayor McRinch. Unfortunately, mine has spread far and wide at this point. So
Oh, seriously?
I went to you. I said they have cooties. That was what
Which
my.
I didn't get blank.
A lighter, more
Oh,
romantic
I'm gonna get outed right here.
would be called.
Oh yeah, completely.
Time to pick the one you like best.
That's probably one of these is probably Patty.
No,
No? Damn.
I'm the one that said dog. You can have dogs in apartments if they resemble dragons.
Yes, I remember that.
No, I just know my audience.
Boom! Oh!
Flash.
CCW, yes, Chef Boyardee, overstuffed ravioli, or the
Once we
the
harness
beef roni. Yep.
Decisions. Choose your favorite.
I started typing one of these, and
Jerry, I mean, I guess technically, if you'd like, there can be.
yeah, CCW. I was in the middle of typing that and went, no, I could do better.
Next one up. Carl, the kind cat burglar, leaves your valuables and takes your blank.
Oh God.
All right, choose your favorite.
One of those looks like a safety clip. Nope, it was not.
Patty, you
See,
made
there's my other one.
you made McGnome's little person sad.
Special at a
I
time,
know.
you'll
I'm
be
sorry,
favorite.
Mr. Mc.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Mr. McGnome. I promise.
Okay, choose your favorite.
I'll take that one.
I'm slightly concerned,
Why?
but just by the answers. Like the majority of my channel independently gives the same two answers independently with no talking to each other.
Yeah, well,
I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. I mean, like I love
Well-
my channel and I love all my people. We're all just one person, and this kind of proves that.
Great minds think alike.
yes, they do.
Degenerate minds that we all are. That
I don't know
love
who
every one
said.
of you.
And here we have what the most popular kid from your high school is probably doing right now. And don't say hosting Quiplash.
He's just paid off his business loan.
Okay, everybody, pick your favorite quip.
Oh no, McGnome. That sucks. If you log back in, you can actually rejoin with your name because of your name. So if you go back into Jackbox and put in the room code, you should be able to go and get in there for round 2.
A CCW, I don't know if you saw Good Logic Joe did a post-quorum stream yesterday, absolutely hammered out of his mind.
Round one.
Oh, dear.
Let's take a peek at those scores, shall we?
While he was not the genie in painted blue this year for this debauchery, he painted himself gold,
Oh no.
dressed as a sunflower.
For round two.
Oh.
I hope
Wow.
so, because it's
Was he
ready for you.
wearing petals on his head too?
Yes.
So the
Oh,
points
good.
doubled.
He embraced the theme.
Demon, yeah, he was worse last year, but there's actually an aspect of the religion involved in this. And a wrench McGnome, even if it doesn't like you, I like you.
Yeah, we love the McGnome. He's from Wisconsin. He knows about cows. He's funny.
I went to summer camp in Wisconsin for a year. In
I lived halfway
Wapaka.
between. Yeah, I lived halfway between Land's End and the Swiss colony.
Yeah,
It was
the camp
it was a
in
couple of good years.
Wapaka, and the closest city to Wapaka was Appleton.
Yeah, Mr. McGnome got kicked out, so
I'm sorry.
Yes, Demon.
yeah,
and
won't
for
let
those
him
who-
back in.
Oh, the wire.
for those
He
who
says he's
not-
crying.
It's quip time.
For those of who don't know
Let's
much
start
about the
with
religion, I will say,
clear sign you
Oh,
brought
God.
the wrong baby home from the hospital. Voting time.
Patty,
Too
you're gonna
many
like
limbs
Wait,
hurt
wait.
you.
Patty, you're gonna love this one. So in the Jewish
Yeah.
religion, Purim, which is the holiday that you dress up on, I call it Jewish Halloween to a point. But
Yeah.
hey, Thomas, you're finally here. You are commanded to be so inebriated you can't remember a very specific person's name.
Nice.
You're literally
That
commanded
sounds
to
like
be
a great
so
time.
inebriated that you cannot remember the name Haman.
Devastating to have a caricature
And
artist
let me
draw
tell you,
blank. And now it's time to vote for your favorite.
yeah. Because someone asked me, they're like, why is he that hammered last year? And
So I think somebody ran out of characters.
I don't think so.
No, all the letters are there on both of them. It should be fine.
Oh.
Oh,
split
that
it.
was a split.
Hey, we should have been less under control, but hey.
The worst part about having Tom Hanks as your mortal enemy. Here's the fun part.
Oh, that's yeah, I remember the bar mitzvahs and the bat mitzvahs growing up, and those were always quite alcohol filled.
Yeah, no, literally, at Purim, so Haman was the person that tried to kill all the Jews in the biblical story. You were supposed to be so inebriated you can't remember his name.
That's a beautiful thing, though.
What
Right. I also like to point out that you are
down cheesecake.
Oh.
Anubis, you're one by default.
I would also like to point out that this is the same religion
A cautionary
that
road
demands
sign.
you chug 4 full glasses of wine at dinner during Passover.
And now pick your favorite.
See, I would have put.
I will check it. I saw what you said to me in the email that I would be getting from her, in regards to getting an email from her and what to. Yeah. I will. I have been, like I said, my dad came home last night.
Oh,
My
yikes.
My dad came home last night, and then I
Next
had
up.
the plague.
A country is only as strong as its blank. All right, vote for the one you like best.
Okay. For the previous one, I would have put Silent Hill and Raccoon City. Give me
Wow.
just a moment here, because somebody doesn't keep up.
Who's got an alarm going? Go Snarky P.
Sword.
Hey, I finally got a
Snarky.
quiplash.
You got a
Woohoo!
super,
Super Clash.
Next on the
super quick
docket,
lash, Snarky P.
this player would never hurt a fly, but they would hurt blank.
Oh,
Decisions
yeah.
decisions. Choose your favorite.
Did you put holes in the wall yet, there, Croco Squirrel?
Not yet. That's actually a job for tomorrow.
Okay.
Why are we putting
counting
holes
on
in
you.
the walls?
I have to unbury the corner. Oh man! By the way, that one there,
I know
that one there
I know
for
your
me,
child.
that was the thing that actually
Let's
happened.
see how they handle it.
I know. That's why I
Some of our
selected it.
teachers, trying desperately to be cool, would say,
Well, there you go.
well, there's some easy points.
But yeah, no, that's probably what I would have
Hard to
answered.
put that round two into words, but let's see how it translates to the scoreboard.
Patty, Snarky P is going to win.
I moved up 2 places.
Woohoo.
Come inside and behold.
Yeah, I'm first loser, so it's okay.
To make your
We're the
mark.
same person at this point.
Each of you a prompt.
At least with his Loki and she's in the room, I can just look around for the tallest lady around and I know where she is.
Pretty much. Although, did I tell you
Hey, I
about
select
getting
my friends based on their
discriminated?
height.
Um,
No.
Yeah, this definitely beats going to bed and sleeping.
yeah, I think I'm supposed to do it. Take my kid to school and try not to kill everybody.
Mayor Wrench McNome, at least you get to listen.
Mayor
And we
Wrench
love
McNome,
you.
No, we will play a second round just for you, Mayor Wrench McNome. I will stay up for one more round. Because we're not going to end on a crappy note.
We want you to have a good night.
Time's running out.
I'd hand you the little apple rose and let her give you kisses if that would make it better.
Are you ready for
She
magic?
gives great snuggly kisses.
Oh.
3 weird things to make out of wood.
Mm.
I know,
So,
show, huh?
by the way, if you want a good laugh... No, Mayor Wrench, we're doing one more.
One more.
I have declared it because we need Mayor McWrench
On
to
your wedding
be
day.
at end of day.
Choose your favorite.
Oh.
I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I cried over a salad this morning. That's what kind of day I was having.
We're
Well, I didn't
having
get
a rough
completely
time.
What?
Three things.
You're having a rough time right now.
I know.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Oh God.
It's not the things that you see; it's the things that you hear.
Things that you don't want to see. That can never be unseen.
I sense a super quiplash. I don't know who did that, but
Anubis.
Anubis.
yup.
Anubis has got the fun. Good job, Anubis.
That's okay, Jerry. We all do it at least once.
The top 3 subjects in sad country song.
Mom, trucks, in prison.
Now it's time to vote for your favorite.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll do that. I'll go with that. I know exactly who wrote it, but that's beside the point.
I don't care. It's true, and Opal can bite me.
No quiplash.
Thank you, Anubis. I appreciated you.
No, this is it. Show us
Loki, I didn't leave you for Opal. You said he was your ex, and I just said that I'd
I
take him as
know.
my next.
I didn't say he was my ex. That was somebody. There was like a random person in chat that did. That thought they were me and Opal up.
Well, that's when
Yeah,
you
but
started.
it's hila-
That's when you
yeah, but
started
it's
demanding the
hilarious.
divorce.
Oh yeah, but still, why not? Okay.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it makes for a good game, you know?
Yeah, it
It
does.
makes for fun.
One more round for Mayor Wrench.
okay.
What's really funny is one of my friends is getting married, and I introduced them to uh, the Opal Dragon because her other half loves anime. And they're like, well, when you come to the wedding, see if you can get Opal Dragon to come. And I'm like, dude, do you want to go to a wedding? He's like, no. I started
not?
laughing.
Why am
He
I
ain't
not?
leaving
Oh.
his house. He is what they call a homebody.
I'll go. I'll go with your date. Let's go.
Hold on.
Loki, you can come be my +1.
I will. Tell me when and where.
I'll send you the invite and bring Princess with you so we can put her in a beautiful dress.
I'm willing to bet she'd go for that.
The room code is M.
Okay.
Oh, she got
Jerry.
to dress like a princess. She could.
She
I heard
went
something
to-
about they're going to recreate a Big Bang Theory, go to Disney and dress up as a princess thing for the bachelorette party.
Cool.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Now, here's the thing. I can say, Jerry, go eat something and medicate. Definitely do those
Wow,
things.
everybody's beating me in today. Woo,
Cool.
There I go.
No, we're full. Okay.
We are full.
We are absolutely full.
Thank
we were
you,
hoping-
Jerry.
Anubis,
Jerry,
you
we'll
got to
see you
select
tomorrow.
it. There you go.
We'll see you tomorrow, Jerry.
Bye,
Okay.
Jerry.
And 3, 2, 1. You're in the audience.
Okay. I'm totally okay.
Hey there. This is a game we call Quiplash 3. A quip before dying.
Uh-oh.
I'm your host,
So
Shitty.
that's everything coming out of my mouth tonight at the rate this is going.
Checking? No?
Patty, today her attire for school was a Pikachu Pokemon dress where all the school has lightning bolts on it, and the hood has like Pikachu ears. It's got like a Pikachu at the waist. It's bright yellow. And then she wore black leggings and sneakers, and then spent all day. Yes. And then the next thing I heard from her teacher, she was, in a dress hanging by her knees off of monkey bars. And then she ran a mile at track practice in a dress and leggings.
trying to think of what time is it? Okay, curdled. Oh, we still have a small person on here still, don't we?
No, we do not. It's the small person is stuck in the audience, and Mom is paying attention.
Oh, I'm not going to put that.
You can put it.
You can put it. He's old enough.
Yes, he's taken part in some of these.
Yes, he has. He's given it as good as he got. I had to tell him to dial it back.
Time's
Fine.
almost up. Save your bacon with a
Yeah, that's
safety
disgusting.
Come on, guys, you can do it. Nick Gnome for the win.
Yeah, the teacher
Come on,
was like,
Todd.
just
Oh, we got it. Okay.
like wearing a dress to every. I'm like, probably should probably run the marathon in a dress.
Number one is
As long as she's wearing shorts under the dress, it's fine.
Be about my blank. Okay, make someone happy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one. It warms my little heart.
Mhm. Yep, that one will warm your little heart.
Oh, Thomas.
Job.
That's got to be Thomas.
Let's see the next
I'm
one.
confused.
How do you know your friends are a bunch of phonies? Time to pick the one you like best.
I actually read that one wrong the first time.
We've all read them wrong when we're tired.
And it won.
Well done, Sod. Well done. Sorry,
Well-
Anubis.
Let's see how they handle. Look, it's all fun and games until blank. And now pick your favorite.
Gee, I think I know who wrote that one.
Yeah, pretty sure.
But I want to pick the
Yep.
other one.
I was right.
I kind of like McGnome's answer.
And
I like
now,
Gnome's answer, too.
California's biggest export is.
Oh God, hurt feelings. Fifis.
All right, people, it's voting time.
Oh, that's funny. People are thinking exactly the same.
That's what I said. Like, I'm not sure how to feel about the fact
Wow.
that my entire channel is essentially one person's thought process.
Oh,
And
Damn.
I flashed the squirrel.
damn! Does nobody know what a garbage cow is?
No.
Yeesh.
Do we just like Patty's answer better?
500 years ago, freckles were called blank. Here's the fun part.
Again, with everybody.
Demon nipples.
But the fact that multiple people type the exact same answers, essentially.
I'm sorry, Loki.
That's okay. I just think the fact that like CCW and I are sharing a brainwave is funny right now. Like,
Oh, and I'm sharing them with
Like
squirrel.
Patty and I were.
yeah, it's like, oh, cool.
Okay, everybody, pick your favorite quip. And next is the name of a substitute teacher no student would mess with.
Loki.
Now it gets real.
There
Pick
we
your
go.
favorite.
Arlie
Yeah, I'm afraid
Ermy.
one of them would just mess with him because of facial tattoos.
Arlie Ermy. The man, the myth, the legend. That's okay.
I got some points out of it.
Next, the best way to describe the texture of a jellyfish. Now, pick your favorite.
Okay. I don't know how I should feel about the answer I chose, but whatever.
What, Loki?
Like, I don't totally know how to feel about the answer I chose.
I got 2
Ouch.
quick flashes this round.
It's because you're the patty.
You survived round 1, but can you
I
survive
had a much
this?
better day at work today. I'm feeling a lot better.
Oh no, I'm gonna get shit on the scoreboard. I already know that. Yeah, okay. I could be doing worse.
For CCWs in the is a
Where the prompts are crazier.
down
and
there
the-
at 140. I feel kind of bad.
We love CCW. CCW is
Everybody
Bay.
loves CCW.
CCW, that's Bay. CCW is Bay. Oh, I guess I should do that.
I changed my answer. I thought of something better.
Yeah,
No,
I keep having quip regret. I feel like there needs to be like a word for that. Oh, CCW, speaking of TSA, did you guys hear about the one comedian?
Time's almost up. Hurry.
One of the famous comedian, I can't remember his name this exact second, got busted at TSA with a gun today
Shall we?
Wow.
at LAX.
And the first
Yeah.
prompt is
You think you could learn from
like they didn't like.
I'm
you think
sorry.
you could learn from other people's mistakes, but no.
Vote away.
Let's see, CCW, it's about you. Let's see who wins.
I've been rolling it, but I know
CCW.
which was his. He got one of the questions about CCW was CCW. He mentioned it.
Check this out. You can tell you're a middle child because you blank. And now it's time to vote for your favorite.
That's funny. True on both accounts.
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps, yep.
Yeah, Mike
Okay,
Epps got
what's that?
busted at LAX with a firearm.
Newspaper that only reports on sexy crimes.
Oh wow.
Decisions. Choose your favorite.
Hey, Cal.
Hey, Cal.
I'm hoping that people, yeah. Well, a few of them got the behind the green door joke.
Next we have a thought you've had in the last 24 hours but didn't share with anyone until now. Okay, everybody, pick your favorite quip.
So I'm like not into most college sports, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And I don't do basketball because it's fucking.
CCW, you're right. It is behind the green door, but if it's sexy news,
Mayor
then it's
Wrench,
out the green
Joe
door.
McGnome.
I was
Another
I
one.
was in a hurry. That was the best I could come up with.
Named for a sleepover prank that is a little too cruel. Okay, choose your favorite.
I was gonna say, tell them they're married to Cortina.
50-50.
Cortina's new mail order bride.
I have a distaste for
Next
spiders.
one up. The name of a
Good to know.
startup company that's doomed to fail.
I had a pet tarantula.
Here's the fun part. Pick your favorite
What?
tip.
I had a pet tarantula. Actually, our family had a pet tarantula.
Yeah, I had
He
a
had
pet
the
tarantula, but the problem with my pet tarantula is I had taken him out of his little case, little container thing,
mhm.
and he used to
Oh, we missed it.
just
We missed it. We missed it.
chill on the coffee table thing.
As he fights someone.
And my dad was half asleep and jet lagged because he just
Yeah.
All right, choose
Switzerland.
your favorite.
And so he rolled up a newspaper and smushed it because he forgot. It
Now
was
we
my
had
pet.
one. He had the original name of Archie, and he periodically used to molt his skin off, and it was great because then you had two spiders.
Oh,
One
Yeah,
that
but
would
let
give
me
you
tell you-
another head,
wow! I suck.
and one that you could hide in places to scare the crap out of people.
That does
Let me tell
impress
you how bad my dad felt after he rolled up the newspaper and killed it.
All right, vote for the one you like best.
I'll go with that one.
Selling myself a little short there, but I'll go with it.
It's okay.
But yeah, he was. I remember he was like, "I'm sorry, I was asleep, like jet lagged, and then I just saw the spider and out of habit."
Damn it, squirrel! You suck.
Half a mile is short for her.
It is.
I know, but it's really impressive because she never misses.
Let's find out.
I try not to.
Shania Twain wouldn't be impressed though.
Ooh, Thomas!
Oh,
And squirrel's in last place.
Am I?
Squirrel.
All rounds. That needs separate responses. Pretty
Comedy
cool,
optional. Yep.
so Count, I was saying I was watching. Yeah, I'm not a basketball fan, but I won a shit ton of money one year. So yeah, I'm just not. They convinced me they need like one more person for their like March Madness thing, brackety bet thing, and I picked Gonzaga because I thought the name was funny, and I worked backwards from there, picking random ass shit, and it was like the first year that I won anything in like forever, so I won the entire thing because. Nope, everyone else had Gonzaga like knocked out by the second round. And I just thought it was a funny name. Yeah.
Took me a second to get the last one.
Time's
Unfortunately.
almost up. Hurry.
Okay, Blanche. It's 10:45. You haven't asked to go outside yet. What's up?
And that's a wrap. Let's see what you've done.
Thomas in here tonight, so Thomas will understand one of my answers.
3 things that only get better with age. All right, people, it's voting time.
Hello, Floofy Dog. Floofy Dog, come to see me.
Hi, Blanche.
The 3 worst 2-word texts you could receive. Time to pick the one you like best.
Somebody said the magic words.
Yes, they did. Hi, honey. What you doing, Floofy Dog?
Hi, Princess Blanche. Yay, CCW.
Blanche was in
The 3 best birthday gifts for a very sad man.
hookers.
All right, vote for the one you like best.
I had to go with that one.
I gotta go with that one too, even though that was like massive amounts of cringe.
They'd be less sad.
Yeah, then it would be mad.
Okay, well, would you rather be?
Trampoline Jim.
Oh, God.
All right, people, it's voting time.
This one's one of those is probably Patty.
No.
It's not me.
Considering it's the last ones, and there's only 2 of us that haven't put something up there.
Well,
There are weight limits at the trampoline park.
Barely got you, Thomas.
I guess this is really happening. Let's see the final scores.
Yes, snarky.
and I am second to last winter.
I
Yeah, I just figured, live streaming Kurt in a girdle and a onesie jumping on a trampoline, every mail order bride in the world would go.
They're already doing that.
Yeah, that's just a recipe for making people sick.
You don't understand. Like, I have after Andrew told us that last night, I messaged a couple people and I was like, if you find out he's actually gonna like try the mail order bride thing, please let me know because I'm signing them up for fucking 90-day fiance. Because we all need to fucking see this shit.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's actually going to be that would be a okay. I think they actually do that. I think they actually they actually match them themselves.
No, they don't. No, 90-day fiance. You're thinking married at first sight. 90-day fiance, you already have to be trying to buy yourself a mail order bride. And talking with somebody overseas. That's married at first sight that they do the. Well, then maybe I'd say we could sign them up for that one, but the man won't pass the psych exam. But I just want to see him go to like Turkey or Syria or someplace and try to pick up a woman.
Siberia.
That would end badly for a number of reasons.
If we send him to a Muslim country where he can't have. Oh no.
Okay, question: do we want to run one more, or are we? Are we
no, we're good for the evening.
Okay,
I'm gonna end up dead otherwise. So
Squirrel likes to play. He admits it.
I don't mind playing. I just feel like death.
Well, we should play earlier next time.
So, guys,
Go get some rest, Loki.
Hold on. CCW, tell my amigas hi, and then I will email them back, and that I love them all. And everybody else in the lair, I love you all. We will be earlier tomorrow night, so we have more time. So, I love you all. Okay. You are all my beasties. Let me know if you guys need anything. PayPal and everything are below. I love you all. We'll catch you guys later. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Hugs and love, everyone. Do the
Hugs and love.
YouTubey stuff
We
for
can
us.
rebuild Loki.
Like,
We
share,
have the
subscribe.
technology.